Black woman, wherever you are sitting or standing right now, I want you to pinch yourself as hard as you possibly can until you become conscious of the fact that at least 95% or more of the images you are being shown by mainstream media that relates to or focuses directly on black men is purposely created so you naturally adopt a negative disposition towards your brothers, your uncles, your children's fathers, and even your own fathers.
As you can see, there's a lot going on here. Bob, I'm going to get a comment from some eyewitnesses.
Well, to give you a precise account of exactly what occurred, the police were assisting...
You, sir. What happened?
Oh, yeah, well, I ain't seen the whole thing, but from my vantage point, I see the police officers coming in from over there.
The southern part of the block.
Yes, ma'am. And then everybody starts to run north. And then some men just starts to be fighting police over there. But other than that, I ain't seen nothing.
Bob, basically what he's saying is from his vintage point, the po-po come from the south side, and then some men that started fighting right there. Bob, I couldn't have put it any better. There you have it, an eyewitness report from the biggest bust this city has seen in years.
And for those of you who aren't hip to the three-card Monte game being played before your eyes, I will direct you to an episode of that TV show that many of you sisters in America and other nations all across the diaspora of Western influence can't get enough of, called Scandal. As the woman many of you would love to trade lives with, Olivia Pope, is once again stroked and poked by the president. All the while in the same episode, her television father has her mother locked up against her will and refuses to let her see her daughter.
The ceilings are made from local wood, Vermont pine. A fieldstone fireplace. They did that by hand.
This where you're staying?
No, it's not really ready to live in. Needs a good cleaning.
Fitz, what are we doing here? You're not even supposed to be in Vermont. You're supposed to be in New Hampshire.
You want to see the upstairs? There's a skylight made of stained glass designed by this amazing local artist.
My father's not a subject I discuss. Ever. When I met you, at that point in my life, I didn't even feel like I had a father. And how would I have told you? What are the right words?
Nice to meet you, Governor Grant. My father runs the nation's top secret government spy organization.
That's exactly what you were supposed to tell me, because I was going to be president, and that was information I needed to know.
I didn't know you were going to be president.
That's right. You didn't even believe I was going to win. Well, how about after you knew? How about after you fixed the election? Maybe you could have told me then. Or how about after I told you I was in love with you? How about after I tried to give up the White House for you? How about after I tried to give up the White House for you? You know who I am, Liv. You know everything.
Not everything.
Everything I could legally tell you. You know who I am, and you're just this bundle of dirty little secrets.
If I told you about him, if you knew who I was, you would have run in the other direction.
The house has orchards, 30 acres. This incredible little greenhouse just off the kitchen. You should see the kitchen, these marble countertops. They're from a quarry just up the road.
Stop talking about the house.
I wanted you to see it at least once.
What is this place? Why am I here? Why the hell are we out here in the middle of nowhere?
This house is yours. Ours. I had it built for us. When it looked like there was a chance for us, I bought the land and I had it built. couldn't really be mayor, but you can make jam. And there are bedrooms for lots of kids. This was going to be you and me raising a family and growing old together in this house. It was supposed to be our house, Libby. And I just wanted you to see it at least once before I sell it. I wanted you to see the dream.
We're safe for now. You look like hell, Rumba.
Tough night.
Maybe you need this. You hurt bad.
It's all right. Listen, what you did back there, I won't forget it.
I wanted you to see the dream.
Thanks.
What do you do now? Try getting across to Thailand?
Yeah.
Then go America?
Yeah.
You take me with you? You take me? I think you made good choice.
Yeah.
We go?
Let's go. This was going to be you and me raising a family and growing old together in this house. It was supposed to be our house, Libby. And I just wanted you to see it at least once before I sell it. I wanted you to see the dream.
daughter's been asking about you. I wish I could say they were innocent questions, that she's trying to find out what lullabies you sang or what cookies you made when she was sad. They're not, so tomorrow night when America is sleeping, I'm putting you on a plane and taking you out of the country. It is not a vacation or even a change of scenery. The room you'll be occupying is much like the room you're in now, only further away and harder to find. Understand? Good.
I want to see her.
Excuse me?
Olivia, I want to see her. I want to see my daughter, and I want you to make it happen before I leave. Before I travel to some godforsaken room in some godforsaken country to spend the rest of my godforsaken life there.
You know that's not possible.
Then make it possible. I've been sitting in this cell for over 20 years, hiding in the bowels of our justice system. You have to give me something. One thing before you throw me out with the trash. Please.
Sorry.
Eli,
I'll
please.
see you tomorrow.
Eli.
Black woman, you need to wake up from this fantasy and smell the manure. Ain't no black man locking you up in a subterranean basement and holding you against your will from your kids, talking about sedate the prisoner.
Doctor? I'll be moving the prisoner tomorrow evening. Please make sure she is fully sedated. Yes, sir.
Black woman, you had more than 70% of the homes in our community, and you were rewarded custody of the children more than 90% of the time. So what sort of dream world are you living in, black woman? Okay, this is the same Color Purple and Four Colored Girls like drama that you all continue to fall for. In fact, about 15 years ago, the film Why Do Fools Fall in Love, which was supposed to be a biopic film about the life and times of former teen idol and doo-wop pioneer Frankie Lyman, portrayed him as a no-good Georgie Porgy pudding pie that kissed the girls and made them cry, when in fact, Frankie Lyman was the real victim in that story because he was only 13 years old. And those women who cried buckets before a court trying to lay claim to the royalties that were produced from his music were more than twice his age and well in their 20s when they got involved with him. If anything, they should have been the ones the public scrutinized because that's statutory rape. So stop thinking that every black man you come across is going to treat you like Ike Turner.
Are you having a good time, baby? Or are you just acting?
Fun.
You know how many times I've heard that line? I'm a struggling actress. Let me tell you what you are. You are a fucking... That's what you fucking are. A fucking skeezer.
Don't you know anything about Fantasia? It's the world of human fantasy. Every part, every creature of it is a piece of the dreams and hopes of mankind. Therefore, it has no boundary.
Black woman, when are you going to realize that those feminists you have been listening to over the past 40 years or so have cast a spell over your head, and they have been programming your mind through social engineering to think of your own fathers, brothers, uncles, and yes, even your own sons as your worst enemy, when in fact, the only men on earth who have ever made a long-term profit from kidnapping and enslaving you weren't black at all. And black woman, as angry as you are with us, you can't deny the evidence. Because what you are currently viewing are the last remnants of a slave dungeon off the coast of West Africa. All right? It was places like this, which the Christian church had built up and down the African coastline, where some of the most brutal rapes and savage forms of torture were ever performed. And even though many of the people who were captured were tricked and handcuffed by their own countrymen, caught up in the fervor of Negro tribalism, the men who commanded the imprisonment and enslavement were Portuguese, Spanish, French, and British.
It started all the way back from the Portuguese, then the English, the Americans. They were bartering in the slave trade. And it starts with, we go into the dungeon where it's like underground and it's really dark and dank and mildewy, and you can almost hear the crashing of the waves from outside. And you go into this room and there's no ventilation, nothing. And they would put about 200 to 300 Africans in it and just shut the doors and lock it. So I'm only imagining what these people who are injured and hurt and fighting and whipped and beaten, what life must be like.
So they shackled both the legs and the arms all together. The captives slept on straw mat on the floor, fed twice daily, in the morning and in the evening. It is believed that those confined to this particular section were never given chance to go out to eat. And there was an opening here where sometimes the officers stood and then threw out the food to the captives here. So over here, survival of the fittest was the order of the day.
So yeah, black woman, when are you going to confront white men toe-to-toe on the issue of oppression, the way that you all have henpecked black men for what seems like an eternity? But I already know that most of you old, I can do bad all by myself, Facebook posting women are going to no doubt say, oh, well, see, the white man has changed. Oh, that slavery and chain stuff was in the past. But black woman, according to NORDCOM, the Southern Poverty Law Center, the FBP, which is the Federal Bureau of Prisons, CentralLink, and other bureaus which keep up-to-date prison statistics, it's not black men who are being incarcerated and thrown in jail the most anymore. It's you. So where is that knight in shining armor on a white horse that you keep hoping and praying will save you from the modern day King Kong of your imagination?
The boogie is back again. For the boogie, there is no beginning and there is no end.
I'll tell you where your white knight in shining armor is at. He's in a police cruiser, driving your finger-waving, neck-rolling, funky attitude-having behind the jail.
All right, Cynthia, we already know that you were involved earlier today. All right, we got the witness on their way here. Doing their field line up. All right. So right now you can tell us, say what happened. Let us know beforehand. I don't know if you were just. You know what? Don't play stupid right now.
I don't know what. You ain't told me what. You just saying I was involved in what.
Okay, so you weren't involved in any kind of theft earlier today?
No, I wasn't. No.
So you don't know anything about a theft earlier today?
No.
Watch your weave while getting in the back seat.